Yeah. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm so thrilled that you're here. And I've been doing a deep dive. I don't know if you guys know this, but I learned about these patches or these phototherapy patches because of a tragedy with a loved one who happened to be a chiropractor. So he was all about helping the body naturally with his chiropractic care. And so as I learned about this, it was just kind of a no-brainer. So I hang out with chiropractors and I help them understand what this is. And I'm also a big referrer of people to chiropractic care because of what it does. So I'd love to share with you tonight a little bit about chiropractic, a little bit of history that may surprise you. I've only learned this in the last several months. A little bit of history of chiropractic care, and then how it works in conjunction to help your body with these wonderful phototherapy patches, how they can work together to accelerate your results. So let me share my screen and I will hopefully wow you and impress you. That's my goal. So present full screen. Yes, please. Okay. So we're talking about this evening chiropractic and light therapy. We're just discovering how the body can be reset for better health. Just remember, I am not a medical professional. We're not here to diagnose or treat medical conditions. We do have to send you to your doctor or practitioner regarding your health concerns. And information shared here is for anecdotal and informational purposes only. So here's a brief history of chiropractic care. The word chiropractic means hand done or hand practice. Manual healing methods have been traced all the way back to ancient times, but most recently, chiropractic care here in the United States has been credited to Daniel David Palmer, who gave the first chiropractic adjustment in 1895. And then he established the first chiropractic school in Davenport, Iowa. The first chiropractic adjustment, do you guys want to know what it healed? It healed deafness. This man pictured on the right was deaf for 17 years. And after Daniel Palmer he was late and up studying at the business office where he was. And this man came in as the janitor cleaning, and through communication, probably questions on paper, because this man probably could read lips, but he couldn't hear. And so he was communicating with Dr. Palmer, and Dr. Palmer learned that this man became deaf after injuries, after some falls and damage to his body because of physical damage. And so he received the first chiropractic adjustment and it healed his hearing. So after that, chiropractic, people came from all over to Daniel Palmer, and were like, can you heal my deaf child? And he could heal some of them, but not all of them. But over time, chiropractic care became very well known. And this is interesting. During the Spanish flu epidemic, you can see the death rates of the people treated with regular medical methods versus the methods of spinal manipulation. They had 1/40th of the death rate um, of the people who went the medical route. So this really opened people's eyes to what chiropractic care was and why it was helping people. So most people after that saw chiropractors for infectious diseases. They became licensed as doctors. And so you could see historically, people didn't go to the chiropractor for aches and pains up until this point. They went for infectious diseases. And this was before this was before the antibiotics, before many vaccinations. Once antibiotics and vaccines were introduced to the scene, and chiropractic care had been kind of villainized by the American Medical Association. We'll explain that in a second. Chiropractors kind of began to emphasize the treatment of musculoskeletal aches and pains. So a lot of you, including me, tend to realize, oh yeah, if you're in a car accident or if you, have something wrong with your spine, you go see the chiropractor, they adjust you and it helps you. But prior to the 1950s, people were seeing chiropractors as their MD. And here is an interesting piece of information. There was something called the Windsor Studies. And this was a dissection of 100 cadavers, 75 human, 25 animals. And they found in 212 out of 221 deceased organs, like let's say that the person died of a heart issue. He traced the nerves from the heart back to that person or animal's spine and found a corresponding misalignment of their spine, cramping the health, cramping that nerve's ability to tell the brain, hey, we need some more of this going on. Hey, we need a little bit more, less of that going on. So it was an issue with the nerve health. So it was overwhelmingly proven that chiropractic care was helpful for your organ health. Then also there was published by the American Medical Association. This guy was hired to kind of it disprove that chiropractic care had anything to do with health and wellness. And he wanted to get people, it basically was a report that said that there's too many different ways of treating people. There's too many doctors, not enough hospitals, and we need to only establish a system of care that we can control or through the American Medical Association. So that's kind of what happened in 1910. The Flexner report really, the fallout from this kind of made chiropractic care and other natural solutions marginalized, and the schools that taught these things did not receive funding from big pharma. So this caused a bunch of issues, including some legal problems, but there is a lot of evidence on both sides. But the net result is that chiropractic care shifted in the American Western medical viewpoint, and I'd like to unshift it. So this is an ad from a long time ago, but it's just, I mean, doesn't it make common sense to you if your spine is like the major traffic highway of the nervous system? and you can point to the nerves that go to different parts of the body, that you would want to keep that highway, that traffic highway, in good health. I look at it as like a hose in the garden. In our bodies, the hose goes both ways as far as information. But if the hose is a blood vessel, if there's a kink in the hose, that part of the garden isn't getting watered. But if there's a kink in your nervous system, information isn't getting back to your brain about what to do to help your body. So that's a problem. So if you think about it, our whole nervous system, aside from our brain, is housed, like the I-5. We're here in the Pacific Northwest, right? I-5 is the major highway that gets you from point A to point B. And there's a lot of tributary roads that go to I-5, right? To get you to your home and back, but your spinal cord is like I-5. It's like the major traffic highway. And then all the nerves go off from I-5. Many of them do. Some of them come off of your brain and your brain stem. But our parasympathetic nervous system is part of that. So that is where our body gets into rest and digest mode. Could you imagine if there's a crimp in your hose of the nerves, that's putting your body in the sympathetic nervous system, in run from the tiger, we can't heal mode, right? So thus enters the nervous section, the nervous system functions every system of the body. The nervous system controls how much stomach acid to produce. The nervous system controls how much saliva to produce in your mouth. It controls whether or not your liver is functioning. Now, it doesn't replace great nutrition. We have to put the good stuff in there. But if there's something, like I said, a crimp in the hose of any one of these nerves, do you think that organ is going to function correctly? So here's something that toxins and trauma, repetitive motions can do. Here's a visual. It's very common when you are in stress mode, in that sympathetic state, go time, your stomach doesn't digest very well. You are moved, your body crunches forward to either save yourself, to protect your internal organs, or run from the saber-toothed tiger. Or guess what, my friends? Technology. We're holding our phones or looking down at a computer screen that is not adjusted properly for us. We're doing that hours a day. That is creating what's called TechNeck, and that puts the pressure on our vagus nerve. And it also can cause arthritis in our neck. So this sets off our parasympathetic system, where nerves are getting crimped because we don't have great posture and our bodies just kind of collapse in on themselves. Another thing too, when your head is forward like this, your lungs aren't oxygenating like they should. And so we need all those things for proper health. So patches and chiropractic, how do they work together? I recommend people do see the chiropractor regularly, just for great health. There's a lot of part of that, fight between the AMA and chiropractic care and the Flexner report and all of that stuff. They said that, oh, those chiropractors don't really fix anything. They just want you to keep coming back. Well, yeah, because we have stress. We continue doing those terrible things to our body. We get into car accidents, but it takes a while for our bodies to reset. But what a wonderful way, non-invasive, non medical, non-pharmaceutical way to help your body. But things to use in conjunction with the patches is that the patches like Ice Wave and Eon and X39 can help get you comfortable faster. Ice Wave helps your body with pain relief. So I've asked chiropractors, I know you recommend ice as your first order of reducing inflammation, but how many of your patients actually go home and use ice? And most of them say pretty much nobody, because you have to be pretty laid up to want to ice, but then actually physically going to the freezer, getting the ice pack and coming back is a hard thing to do. And then, or you need to have assistance doing that. How many of us actually do take the rest and care that we need to slow down and heal, let our bodies heal? So I love Ice Wave because it does give our body the relief and it helps our muscles and it does help reset our nervous system a little bit. Our adjustments last longer because if you help your muscles, you're telling your sympathetic nervous system, you're okay. It's okay. My body is getting back into alignment. I'm okay. And you have your patches on, the muscles will learn a new muscle memory, which isn't tense and pulling your spine out of alignment. It will reset your nervous system back to where it's supposed to be a little bit faster. So your adjustments do last longer. We also, the patches reverse age your cells. It activates your master repair cells. It turbo boosts your immune system. You get great sleep, more energy. It lengthens your telomeres. There's so many upsides to using patches with chiropractic care. And of course, the number one is a faster recovery back to health and wellness. So I'm just going to show you a few photos that we used patches in conjunction with a chiropractic care. So when you hear of someone who is considering PRP, that's plasma, platelet-rich plasma injections, or going out of country for stem cells or surgery, or they're just living on those over-the-counter pain relievers, please invite them to learn more about what these phototherapy patches can do for them. They may feel immediate results, and then in conjunction with chiropractic care, they will turbocharge their results. This person had a lot of problems in their neck. You can see through T1 through C3 there on the left-hand side that really was compromised. Their curvature of their neck was really terrible. And those discs were impinging on the spinal cord. That's where the pain was. And it took some time. I'm not saying that this is a quick fix, but it's a non-surgical, non-invasive fix without any negative side effects. So chiropractic care and the X39 helped this person restore those the spinal cord and the discs, and looking pretty good there. So my favorite patches for using in conjunction with chiropractic care, of course, number one, hands down, would be the X39 for restoration and repair. It also reduces scar tissue or helps remodel old scar tissue if you have old scars or scar tissue from previous surgeries, from previous injuries. It prevents scar tissue from forming. And of course, it restores healthy cellular activity in any organ, in any part of your body. It even restores proper viscosity of your blood. So that's your number one go-to patch for anything. And then I love to pair it with the Eon. Eon tells your body that you're okay. It reduces anxiety and stress by telling your brain to release happy neurochemistry, happy neurotransmitters. It also dials down inflammation, your C-reactive proteins. That's if you're on fight or flight for a very long time, the body creates chemicals that are damaging to your body over time. Imagine the high cortisol. I've been in adrenal fatigue before, where I was in high stress for months at a time, years at a time, in fact. So my body was in stealing hormones from my female hormones to stay in, because I had used up all my adrenaline. So it was stealing from my female hormones to stay, so I could continue running from that saber-toothed tiger in my life. So this really dials down inflammation. It's a calming patch, and it really is an incredible dynamic duo with X39. Ice Wave for pain. And I know of a doctor in she is a more natural leaning doctor who has multiple sclerosis. She loves this patch. And there's a way you can patch your body for general, all over your body pain. I've used these for migraines. I've used them for back pain. I've used them on other people for different acute pain. I've used them on myself for a sunburn, goodness gracious. I didn't stick them to my sunburn, but I used them near my sunburn and got great relief from it. So another patch I love to recommend when we're talking about bones and the nervous system and general health and wellness is X49. And that one tells your body to make a different copper peptide. And that different copper peptide in conjunction with X39, together they help provide EMF protection. EMF stands for electromagnetic fields, and those are bombarding our bodies right now. A lot of us are blue light toxic, and in addition to putting protection on your eyes when you're using a screen, and taking the protection off of your eyes when you're in regular sunlight. You want that low level, you want that infrared light in your system. This X49 helps your body create some protection from electromagnetic fields. It also bumps up your bone density and is really good for your nervous system and your cardiovascular system. And then muscle mass. Who doesn't want more muscles to support your bones in the right place? So those are my favorites for cardiovascular or for chiropractic use. Those are the top ones that I recommend. But again, chiropractic care isn't just for if you're feeling aches and pains in your back. It is for general wellness. So if you like more information, you can always come back to our website, www.harmonypatching.com. There is lots of wonderful information about patches. There's wonderful information about Celergize and our wonderful light machine that double filters the water and then infuses it with light. So these are all different types of light technologies or light reflecting technologies, or the Celergize gives your body the building blocks to make great cells. So that's what I have for you this evening. I hope you enjoy it and go see your chiropractor. They're going to love you, and ask them if they know about this technology. They would probably thank you for referring them to something that aligns with helping the body heal itself, because that is their mode of operation. So thanks you guys for joining.
Thank you, Cami. That was cool.